All right, welcome to our broadcast, each and every one of you. Wherever you're joining us from, we're happy that you guys can be here with us tonight. We're not getting through to Facebook for whatever reason. That's why we had a long intro more than usual. Our theme song was just seeming to be endless there, but we're not getting through on Facebook. How are you folks doing? Happy to have all of you with us this evening. I see Michaela and Deborah and Sharon and Clangran, Eben, Jamon, Alicia, all our favorite folks joining us tonight. How you all doing, folks? Welcome to our broadcast. We're back in studios for a couple hours for a day or two, and then we go again. But we were so happy, even though we're a little bit tired. We're a little bit tired from a long stay in Region 7. Upper Mazroni had a fantastic time. Thought about you folks all the time, every day. We couldn't wait to be back with you folks and know. And that is why, even though we're tired, folks, we had to be on with you all this evening. It's just Facebook giving me the problems. Mark Zuckerberg. It's just Facebook. I think we're live now on Facebook. I think we live now on Facebook. Folks, share the damn live for us and smash that emoji button as well. Wherever you're joining us from, we are happy, and very privileged that so many of you can join us on a night like tonight, good folks. Share the live. We got the latest, what's happening politically in this country. We touch on some other areas as well, perhaps such and so forth. You all know how we do it. Happy to have each and every one of you share. We love to be out. We love to be in studios where things are a little more stable than when we're broadcasting from outdoors. We love to be on the outdoors, and we have to head back out quite soon because, as you folks know, we are in this political season. We are in this political season here, folks. And we got to keep pushing. You know, we have to keep pushing. We can't let up at all. So share the live as we begin tonight. We got a couple of things to share with you, wonderful folks. Share the live. Smash that emoji button as well. Smash it. We had a fantastic flight back into Georgetown today. It wasn't as bad as coming back from Mabruma that last time, folks. But we're happy to have all of you folks with us nonetheless. Wherever you're joining us from, share. We're coming on, folks. We got some news, another CD bank troubling political parties and such and so forth, quote unquote. We got that for you. How you all doing? You all had too much fun at New Amsterdam without us. Did you all got the people in Linden renting? The people in Linden got a renting a crowd, folks. Also the amount of vehicles that went up to Linden. You know, you all see the amount of vehicles. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. And then I saw them boys, Anthony and Donnet and all the other folks. Folks, you're going to have to keep us out there, bringing you folks the valid and credible information all the time. So if you guys can remember to partner with us so that we can keep on keeping on, folks, and keeping on bringing you folks the valid and credible information all the time. You're going to see a link flashing past you. Don't ignore it. We need your generosity as per normal to keep going, folks. And I know some of you donate to us via YouTube, but if you do it via this very, very secure link, we get it like now. And you know, this political season, folks, that's how we got to do it. That's how we got a lot to talk tonight. We got a lot to discuss with you folks. We're happy that you guys could be here with us. As you know, I was on the campaign trail with our Prime Ministerial candidate, Teresa Fernandez, and my God, you know, the upper mass rain just opened up like that. You know, that's when you walk in the blessings and favor of God. That's what happens, folks. You know, he makes a way where there seems no way. And I'm so grateful. We had a fantastic time. We had a great time. But I'm so happy to be with you folks. I was privileged to be with our indigenous brothers and sisters, but happy to be with you guys as well. So let us start it there, folks. Let us start it there tonight, folks. We started at New Amsterdam. Let us Let us wheel and come in from New Amsterdam. My God, you had too much fun without me over the weekend. We caught a little bit of the rally in New Amsterdam. We just come back from a full day and saw you guys having a fantastic. I sucked my teeth up so much of time with y'all. Right? So much of time. I suck up my teeth, vexed with y'all. You're having all that fun without us. New Amsterdam, folks, take a look and take a listen. Some of what transpired. This is Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton, the leader of the APNU, leader of the PNCR, presidential candidate for the APNU coalition, talking about poverty, what these folks have wrought on us over the last 5 years. Take a look, folks, and take a listen. New Amsterdam, y'all are loud out there in New Amsterdam. Again, I'm vexed with all y'all because y'all had too much fun minus us. Take a look and take a listen.
Mention the word poverty, but PPP in Guyana mean plenty people in poverty. And you know why they don't mention the word poverty? If they mention the word poverty, they're going to reduce the money they get to thief. Because they will have to put them in projects that will take people out of poverty. We say to you, we have programs that are going to take you out of poverty. Our objective is to eradicate poverty. You know, the PPP said they were going to create 50,000 jobs, and they put a big on a board, promise delivered. The last set of people that get house can't enter the lot there or anything. And people out there know this. So you must be careful. The best thing about the PPP outside the corruption is the propaganda. They would see no water coming from a pipe and say, you see, the PPP provided water. That is the cabal we're dealing with. And we're saying to you, we're going to put the people first. We're going to put money in the pockets of the people. We're saying to you, we're going to give you a livable income. We believe our pensioners should not be scrunting around. We believe our pensioners should get a decent income. And that is why we say we will more than double the pension and make it $100,000 per month. Right now, we are considering, we didn't decide as yet, but when I done say this, I know Irfan and Jack will say it tomorrow. But we are considering bringing the pension age down to 60. I bet you by tomorrow, they're coming up with something on pension. You know, I want to say this to you. We are in these elections to get political power. We want political power, but we're going to use that political power to serve you, the people of Guyana. I want to say this to the 10-day workers. They gave you that because they wanted to control you. But don't be stupid with all this nonsense they're telling you, but people gonna know how you vote. Nobody will know how you vote. So you will go into that box. And remember, wouldn't stop there. We're going to ensure there is education and training so that you can improve yourself and get a steady job. When a government allows thousands of young people to live 5 years of their life without a proper job, paying no NIS. They are placing you on the poverty line. And we will change that. We want you in proper jobs with you paying up your NIS so you can get the benefits at the end of it. And we guarantee you, under the APNU, we will improve the benefits you get from the National Insurance Scheme. Because our aim is to serve you, the people. My friends, I said for a long time, we will develop a rent-to-own scheme. I want young people particularly to understand what we're saying here. We're saying that we will build you houses. We're saying that you will occupy those houses. We're saying that you will pay a rent. And when the rent covers the cost of the house will be transferred to you.
Yep. That's how part of New Amsterdam rally went on. I think was it Saturday or Sunday? Y'all tell me, man. I was in a different time zone, just enjoying myself with our indigenous brothers and sisters, luxuriating in places like Keiko and Kako, and places like Jawala and Parima. I had a fantastic time, folks, in the Upper Macaroni. Had a great time, great time. Y'all don't do yourself any much friend. Y'all had a fantastic time too. Without me, that's why I vector. Gotta watch y'all. gotta watch y'all, real strong folks. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? Great to see all of you on the live tonight. Share the live for us, please. Smash. Not emoji, but we got a lot in the fight card. Wherever you're joining us from tonight, that was the opener. Just in case you're now joining us, just to know a signpost. We haven't gone too far. That was the opener. I was chatting up the folks before the rest of you got here. Beatrice and Linda and all the other folks who are joining us. Angela, get the thing, girl. Angela, the thing you left. I got it. Angela Jordan. Angela Subway in California. I get the thing, Angela. I get it. You see, that's how we do the oral tradition. That's how we do it. I'm always fascinated when I go by my in-laws, when people are passing by, how they call out to them, Auntie, this. When I call out to y'all, like I by the veranda, like I by the gallery. I get it, Angela. I get it. Thank you so much. I get anything you left for me. Thank you so much, Angela, Jordan, all the other folks who are joining us. Who make it possible for us to keep going. The good folks, thank you so much. It means a lot to us. I see Koan is here, and Natasha is here, and Coral, and I see Holly and Mark and Krishana and Reggie and Mario. Good to have all of you on with us this evening, folks. As I say, I can't overemphasize enough how we had a fantastic time, and we have some time to talk about that. If not this evening, on our program in the morning, before we run off again for another couple of days, when we talk to you guys in the morning, we're going to talk about how some of the week last week went by for us, given a comfort. We had fun on a beach, playing footsie. We were working just as hard as you guys here were working. And a very good evening to the folks of Jawala again, and Parima and Kako. Good evening to all of you folks there. Happy to have all of you on the live. As I said, folks, we had a great, fantastic time for us and y'all and everybody in between. We had just such a good time. And look, I can tell you all about some of that. We closed things off at a lovely village called Ramadan. Yesterday, had a great time there. But folks, as we get into tonight's program, we started listening to the presidential candidate for the APNU coalition and some of what went down in New Amsterdam over the weekend. In our absence, we started there. And as we are not noting, we have your attention this evening from the many places you all are joining us from. Also on that stage on Saturday evening was Dr. Terrence Campbell. And I got something to talk about Terrence in his equipment today, because you know what try with me. But before we get there, this is Terrence Campbell in New Amsterdam over the weekend, folks. It was pace and power and pace and power and pace. Here Dr. Terrence Campbell is talking to us. The leader was just telling us about poverty and some of the policy initiatives getting ready to take on September 1. Here is Dr. Terrence Campbell talking to us about the squandermania, the bad management, the mismanagement of the current incumbent regime. Take a look, Dr. Terrence Campbell in New Amsterdam over the last weekend.
Who sold pharmaceuticals to his friend and cost us billions of dollars. But listen, let's not stay in history. Right now, he started a gas to energy project. No feasibility study. He said they cost 900 billion. The cost is now 2 billion. What kind of man is this? And he wants to tell us how to run the country. I am telling you, we will have agriculture centers. Every region will produce enough food to feed its people. Every region. And we will have trade policies. And we will have energy policies to increase our exports. And that's how we will make things sustainable. I saw a video with Irfan. And he's talking like a madman. And he's saying about who ain't got brains, who ain't got intellect, who ain't got vision, who ain't got strategy, and who ain't got policy. Well, I didn't hear from the start, but Irfan must have been talking about himself. Over GPL, under the APNU AFC administration, blackouts reduce. They take over, right? Blackouts gone up. They bring 2 shipwreck. One shipwreck's right out here at Everton. They got another shipwreck down in Georgetown. And even with those shipwrecks, you still getting blackout. Those shipwrecks, we got to pay $500 million US every year for those shipwrecks. And now they're bringing a company to supervise GPL. There is no competence. This is pure incompetence between Irfan and the Godfather, the God Rat. I want to stop for a second. I know we're over my time, but Aubrey not gonna knock me off. Listen, I want to divert for a minute. Over the last couple of months, everybody said APNU ain't strong in New Amsterdam. But as I look out here, I want you to make a big noise so everybody could know that the APNU is strong in New Amsterdam. Comrades, the top rat, the bald head rat, he is in charge of the energy sector. And body rat, oh my God, no, I ain't going there. Listen to me. Listen to me. This man, I opened the papers, I think it's yesterday or the day before. And this man says that Chevron, who just buy out Hess, is going to look out for the interests of Guyana. Never in my life I ever heard a third world leader spout such feces. I can't say the word, my children might be watching. Imagine he is expecting Chevron to look out for Guyana. If that is not incompetence, I don't know what is. Listen, Barack, I am saying to you, do not wait for September 1st. Leave now. Leave now. Comrades, I want to deal with something. Because they will tell you that the APNU AFC government was no good. It did a bad job. And I want to debunk that tonight. And I want each and every one of you to go home. And you debunk it because we got some in our homes who are running all over the place. But I can come to them in a second. Listen, and I just want to give you some numbers. The PPP was in charge in 2013. And economic growth was 5.2%, right? In 2014, it was 3.8%. It already fallen. By 2015, it was 3%. The APNU AFC government inherited an economy from the PPP that was in recession. And we had to stabilize it.
Yep. Real thing, folks. Real talk. Dr. Terrence Campbell, and listening to Doc, I understand why you all had so much of fun. Listening to the leader, Mr. Norton, I understand why you all had so much of fun. It doesn't make it right that you all had so much fun without me there, folks. To Amsterdam, as we were in the Upper Basaroni campaigning as well. But good to see so many of you with me tonight. I'm happy about that. Great to see so many of you with me tonight. I did say I have a little update with Dr. Campbell because I know he was on the ground today in Essequibo, and one of the PPP aligned business persons wanted him to be moved from next to one of his businesses. Wanted him to be moved. Well, y'all know the APNU coalition. We're not like some other people who say bully. We are not like some other people who say bully. So I'm told that Sherwin Hole apparently told them, y'all can go and get the police, but we are moving and we are turning off we're not turning off the PA system either. I hope the folks from the European Union and the Carter Center and the Commonwealth, all of those what do you call them, observer missions, I hope y'all are really in tune with what's happening in this country, The bullyism and the attempted bullyism and the buyout for those who got a price and can be bought. I hope you are paying attention, good folks. And don't let it pull no wool over your eyes. Don't let it do it. PP businessman feel, oh, you shouldn't come and campaign next to he business. Why? Because apparently he owns Essequibo, you see? He owns Essequibo. You see? Look so what transpired today. I think this was in Queenstown, if memory serves me correct. Take a look.
Private property, man.
Hello, don't talk about it.
Terrence Campbell is a multi-billionaire. You can't talk on the mic. You talk on the mic. What's your word?
Why you can't? Instead of fucking the country corrupt. I not see the country corrupt. You can't now open your phone. The country corrupt.
Black country has freedom of speech. And I want to know why the police will tell me that I cannot speak on the mic.
We say fireman gonna all the slave patrol them.
I know you're involved in a lot of agriculture. And under the APNU government, we have every region has got to be self-sufficient in food. And we are going to give you finances. We are going to give you fertilizer. We're going to give you everything so you can produce your food and bring the cost of living down in this area. But I want to go back to the businessmen who are tied up with the police.
We saw the big businessman. And here again, right now, the businessman is calling on the police to protect them with the illegality. We are on the reserve, and I am not afraid. I know all the businessmen, and I am not afraid. I want y'all to put me on live.
It is time the oppression between business people and the police must stop. We, the ordinary people, must not suffer. Shall we continue?
The biggest fucking criminal in Guyana. And the politics, them, all of them.
And I always want to know black. They use the black people against
Thank you, Terrence Campbell. Terrence is one of our prominent candidates. And to know Terrence.
Yeah. Boots on the ground, we backing down. Boots on the ground. And look, if you got a real problem, right now, Queenstown, any part is good, but you ask the police, you can't get on, We ain't got vehicle, we ain't got torchlight, right? We don't have tasers, but let one of their folks call the police to do mischief. Quick. Them boys come. But the ordinary citizens in this country can't have that kind of response by the police, but it's going to change 1st of September. Y'all better get ready to make the right choice. Y'all better get ready to make the right choice and stop the kind of foolishness. Stop the kind of nonsense. They really think they own this whole country now. They think they got the transport for this country. And we got to keep pushing back against this blatant evil. What else can you call it? The ordinary citizens in this country cannot get any redress. Somebody knock you down in the street, rob you. That's only government, both instances. Beat you up. But when it comes time to do mischief, the quick on the feet. Quick on the feet. People always say it. The folks in Mucka, Arcadia, View Mucka, they knew too well. When those bulldozers, excavators, Himax and what have you tore up their homes, the people say, see this trench in front? We couldn't get a Himax, a grader tractor to remove the overgrowth. But when it comes time to do evil, this incumbent regime, they could muster every Himax, excavator, tractor, bicycle, tricycle to disturb you. Folks, you will have your opportunity very shortly to disturb back to them. I know what I'm telling you. You're going to have your opportunity as well. Don't squander it. Do not squander it at all. Don't squander it at all. So good, folks, I want us to touch on a couple other things as we progress and as we move forward this evening. It is upon us. General and regional elections 2025 goes on September 1. I hope you all are making a plan to be at the rally, to come out to the rallies. I hope you all are making a plan, folks, to come out early, go out early, and vote. Go back home, put up your foot. After you bring out your whole family, your neighbor, the street, the people in the back street by the side fence, by the corner lot, bring them too, in front of me. Right? This sweet man, this sweet lady. Yeah, the same one from upstairs is going to say, come downstairs. I mean, you better come downstairs. Same person. Same person. So it's upon us, folks. And y'all know, this the season. What will happen in a year? What will happen in a year? Sometimes it's happening in a day. That's been our experience. Since Irfan Ali took the seat of government, since he was installed, they promised they're going to appoint a substantive chancellor and chief justice. Has it happened as yet, guys? Has it happened? Has it happened? Irfan was so ashamed today. He couldn't even look the chief justice in her eyes. He kept averting. That's how he's not got sin in your life, and it's not just symptomatic of an overdose of Ozempic, you see. He looking all over. Can't look the lady in her eyes. That's how he's doing the scamps. Can't look her in the eyes. Why? Why? Because his heart and clean. His heart and arteries, they're not clean. That's why you can't look the lady in the eyes. But you all we can watch anybody in the eyes. Full. Jeff and Diane, full in the face. Watch him in the eyes. Folks, we hope you all are well. Wherever you all are joining us from this evening, remember to partner with us. The link is going to flash by you, folks. So we can keep going. We love it to hell if we ran on water. Had some, oh my God. I dipped in the Camarang River this morning. My God. I dipped in the Camarang. Got up a new man, transfigured. I said, Father, take my life and let it be consecrated unto thee. Set me to work against these demons, vagabonds. Set me to work, Father, against these Jebusites, Philistines, and Pharisees. Set me to work against them. Beautiful, beautiful scenery there. But we can get to this. We can circle back to it. Can't even look the lady in she rung. Wickedness. Wickedness. Wickedness, you kind of break up people. Roadside meeting, whistle stop, that's what we call it. But we pure political movement. Somebody say we stand by. Let me see what you can do, officer. Let me see what you can do. Who can blink fast? We ain't moving. We ain't going no place. God damn it. We're not moving. Happy birthday to the former finance minister, Winston George. By the way, token came. Please and thank you. Happy birthday to Winston Jordan. Happy birthday to him. You see, listen to me. If you're doing nothing, nobody's going to time with you. You all know how much times in 5 years because of what former finance minister Mr. Jordan has said. They tried all kind of machinations. But see, when your heart pure, your intentions are right, and you never rob nobody like these folks, you don't got to worry about a goddamn thing. Twice they took me to court. When they came to court twice, they carried him 15 times. To waste your time. That is what they try to do. To take you off the path you should be on to do the will of the Lord. That's what they try to do. But we hold the focus. We hold the focus and we watching people in their eyes. Unlike Irfan, wickedness too much in them. Wickedness too much. You see when you stand next to a God-fearing lady like the Honorable Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire. He's only left he catch Ante Banter this morning, He's only left for the catch Ante Banter. And it's not symptomatic of the thing they take into pulling and so. The lips and tucks. It's not symptomatic of that. Is what it's called again? The thing is the drinking plenty of us now. Some of them can hardly recognize how much it changed up since they take up a big, lavish lifestyles and so on. Wicked set of people. Wicked set of people. They promised to take down with the put policies in place and so on that sees mitigation of the carnage on our roads and waterways. The folks on the EU, you all are watching us. We got 2,600 people watching us live. I hope they got 3 from the EU and the Commonwealth Observer Mission, and I know the CARICOM as yet, and Curtis Center and all of that. But they promise they can put policies in place to address the carnage on our roads and waterways. If you all are watching us from the observation, look right, look left, look right, look left, look right, look left, look right, look left, and if nothing is on the road, if nothing is on the road, it's only ants crossing. And ants crossing the road. Look right, look left, look right, look left, look right, and then after the ants cross, try look. Guyana has some of the most dangerous roadways in the world. In the world. And Mortimer Suknanan, a 33-year-old lady, learned the hard way, folks. You know, the hard way. He is suspected to have drowned. Carnage in our roads and water every single day. Fed up with them pack of crosses. That's what I can tell you. Whole pack of crosses. There's a new podcast. Karen Abrams and Dr. Melissa Eiffel. I missed the first episode, but I can catch up. I want to recommend it. I was reading some of the reviews today of this podcast called Madam Speaker. I was reading some of the reviews and reading some of the notation of the first program. I like what I read. We've been a little busy over the last couple of days, but we've been keeping tabs. You know, the folks in Linden, thus, such and so forth. I fed up with some of y'all. I fed up with some of you folks. So, Madam Speaker, I commend this podcast to each and every one of you. You know, go and say no more. Go and say, I commend it to y'all. Karen Abrams is a fantastic thought leader of our generation. And Dr. Melissa Eiffel, my God. You know, in the service of transparency, Dr. Eiffel taught me history something at university. History, you know, this course has got numbers. You all stop changing up the damn course numbers every 2 days, man. Shucks. It used to be history 125 or 225, something like that. Yeah, she was one of my tutorial lecturers. And that lady could just close the book and just speak extemporaneously on Guyanese history. And makes sense, you know. And makes sense. Every time your fun attempts, oh my God. Father of his mercies. I can't wait for September 1 to flush them out. I cannot wait to flush out the whole part of them. September 1. I can't wait. You know? This year, I'm looking for the African family with their fun. Emancipation Day. I'm looking for this family. I didn't see myself in them. But it's typical Irfan. Was it last year? Irfan said that the Africans came together for betterment. He's so disrespectful, eh? He's so disrespectful. You know, my mother would say, you don't know what you don't know. And the problem is, you don't know that you don't know it. Such and so forth is here for now. Such and so forth. But again, I want to recommend this podcast highly. Highly. Right? And you all know, as political thinkers, I'm acutely aware a lot of political activists watch our broadcast. Right? We have to get the capacity to move past just sound bites and analyze real information, assimilate, cogitate. You know, think upon real information. People want to hear sound bite now. Quick. Yeah, quickies get people in problems. Quick. Everything you want quick. Microwave generation, you call it. I commend this podcast highly to all of you. You know, I hope it displaces the ignorance of the PPP. This place is ignorance. As I said, finally, folks, in politics 101, politics 101, there are no coincidences. Right? In politics, there's none. Oh, you all think for them to go along the merry way, and the acting chancellor just happened to go and leave a couple of weeks before election, and the acting chief justice is now the acting chancellor, and then they bring in a new justice to act as the chief justice. You all think it's just it's a set piece. It's a set piece. When you understand the playbook, the worn out, gone through, holy playbook, that is the PPP. You see this move coming 50 miles out. They're so predictable. So predictable. And instead of having set pieces, now, you remember it was Dr. Terrence Campbell, who was the presidential candidate for APNU, leader of the PNCR of Norton, who spoke to the issue of poverty when we opened our broadcast. If you've been hard at work trying to alleviate, mitigate the felt needs of our people, you don't have to do all this. You don't have to do all this. You know what was an eye-opener for me? I did tell you we can make our foray into the last week, perhaps in the coming hours, maybe tomorrow morning on our broadcast. You know what's an eye-opener for me? How they have abandoned the indigenous people in this country. Village after village, reservation after reservation, people said the same thing. Things tight. Them boys are doing nothing for us. Not a goddamn thing. Nothing. We went up to Mbamadai. Did I tell you that? I went down to Mbamadai. 2 hours by boat from Camarang, or 3 hours. Right? Thankfully, the place is so picturesque. You know, every turn is such a changing, sweepingly beautiful landscape. You don't have time to be bored. You know, you were just in awe at every turn. Went to Mbamadai. Folks, I was shook at. My spine tingled. All my feelings rattled around in my mouth. When the folks told us a bottle of cooking gas, an ordinary cooking gas, that we, I think, play 4-5, right? 4-5 or something like that. Maybe it's gone up since we bought last week. $15,000 in Mbamadai. 15,000. 15,000. You can imagine that? Now, if you've been looking after the people in Mbamadai, you're going to come with all these set piece. That is the point I'm making. You know how much for an egg? The price eggs of fetching it in Mbamadai. You can't say it just like that. Egg. It's an egg. An egg in Mbamadai is $200. Now, when you fry your egg in Mbamadai, you eat your egg with knife and fork. Because like you buy egg at the Marriott or the other place, you know, $200 for a goddamn egg. I asked them, I said, y'all think this is Manhattan or New York? $200 for an egg. I bought a little Tapico. Somebody bought it for me. $200 plus $800 for the thing. Y'all think them buys easy? Well, I want y'all know they are not by the stretch of imagination. They haven't easy. 800, a little Tapico, you know. A little Tapico. I think we've lost power here. I think we have lost power. Right? Same stuff, different day. We're going to circle back to you folks Let me give you all something to. Apologies there. Let us give you all something to muse on in the meantime, while we figure ourselves out here. You see, that's what I'm talking about. We talking the story, and then boys now gone or something. This is the madness in this country. Fed up with them, man. This fed up, totally fed up, right? Totally and completely fed up. I want to take you back to what Mr. Norton said. Let me take you there, and we start out and we come back about poverty in this country and some of the measures we're putting in place.
Mention the word poverty, but PPP in Guyana mean plenty people in poverty. And you know why they don't mention the word poverty? If they mention the word poverty, they're going to reduce the money they get to thief, because they will have to put them in projects that will take people out of poverty. We say to you, we have programs that are going to take you out of poverty. Our objective is to eradicate poverty. You know, the PPP said they were going to create 50,000 jobs, and they put a big on a board, promise delivered. The last set of people that get house can't enter the lot there or anything. And people out there know this. So you must be careful. The best thing about the PPP outside the corruption is the propaganda. They would see no what.
All right, folks, that's Mr. Norton again in New Amsterdam over the last weekend. Talking about poverty, and folks, the people in the hinterland region of this country feel the pangs and the fangs of poverty disproportionately to the people on the coast. I swear to God. But I want them to know we're going to rectify a couple of things September 1. Hold the focus and keep the faith. Hold the focus and keep the faith. Good, folks. Let's turn our attention to a couple of the other things we're following before we wrap up. We got a power failure. You can't run a proper business in this country, you know. You're not trying with win too, like how they're trying with us in Espribo today, right? But we ain't no peer party, right? We run things don't run we. Rinse them banking with your process. Boycott KFC, boycott somebody, boycott. We're in a boycott spree. My boycott is self-soup, boycott. Well, we're being told as we came on this evening that New Building Society, they have followed lots of the banks in boycotting the WIN membership. We're in a dangerous place in this country now. A very, very dangerous place in this country. And I think it was Timothy Jonas, lawyer and political leader, political activist Timothy Jonas, over the weekend saying, look, I want to be fair. The same measure all you're using for Azruddin Mohammed and his leaders on his list, you will have to use with May Toussaint Thomas, and the people on her list. He said the commercial banks got to be even-handed. GBTI and the others, NBS is the most recent of the institutions, got to be even-handed now. He has a point, you know. No matter we like them or we're political competitors and so on, he has a point. You know, he has a point. He just got to be fair. Now, I think only he can articulate it the way he can articulate it. We got to be fair. So the update on this is that the New Building Society, they have followed suit now with their sanctions. Mind you, did we get sanctioned too as a country? The tariff gone up, and then I hear there's an extra thing now, right? Some people, if they walk into the States now, you got to put up a 15,000 band. Those if you go like overstay and so on. You get back your money if you leave on time. 15,000 US dollars, you know. Here's what the Attorney Law Timothy Jonas said over the weekend. You know, May to Son Thomas. You also forget May got sanctioned as well. And Timothy seems to know the whole thing top to bottom because May here is still being paid. My God.
When the information was published that Mohammed's had been sanctioned, that wasn't the only name that came up. Another name came up. May Thomas. Now, in defense of the banks, because they have a duty of confidentiality to their customers, can't come out to the public to say, look, we're applying our measures evenly handed. We did the same thing with May Thomas. But if the banks are going to be consistent in their approach, the banks similarly would have had to terminate all relations with May Thomas and close her account. And her family, her siblings, parents, children, spouse, would have to close those accounts. If the banks or any of them did not do that, that's a problem. Because the bank, by failing to take those measures, and they would have to cast the net as wide as they cast it for the Mohammeds, failing to take those measures, the bank would be running exactly the same risk of losing its correspondent status, its correspondent relationship with the American bank that it works with.
Yeah, that's what Timothy Jonas said over the weekend. If they do anything contrary, right? Y'all think this is just incidental? Well, I tell you all during the course of the program, in politics, there are no coincidences. There is none. You think that businessman just called police in Essequibo trying to halt Dr. Terrence Campbell and Chairman Sherwin Holder from speaking at a whistle stop? You all think you know, you take it lightly like that? No, that's not just by chance. Good folks, it is not. Don't let the devil tell you it's by chance neither. But before we go, before we go leave you folks, you don't tell me big things happen in Linden over the weekend. Y'all are keeping a lot of things from us. We are hearing of a lot of things. Maybe said them by spreading. You see, they got these state resources at their disposal, and they're using it, hoping that they go back in and they don't get exposed of how much of the state resources they have been using to fund their campaign. I see some folks. I was born in Linden. I had a great privilege of come screaming into the world. It was about 1 o'clock at night. That's why I like night so much. Late night too. For the possibilities. Mackenzie Hospital. I was born there. Linden's in my blood. A claim of people. A claim of people. Claim them. And one of the things I saw today, you know them boys had folks are sing songs. You know them boys had a meeting at Linden over the weekend. Somebody sings song. I sing song. You got a big back TV, man. I gotta hit it 1 or 2 times. If you're still struggling with a big back TV, we can make it right by all September 1. Bring y'all out a big back TV season into the flat screen era. You know? So they had them. I saw Chronicle, what Timothy Jonas, lawyer, attorney at law, called a rag propaganda paper. It's thousands and thousands. My God. The Chronicle. Thousands. Jack Dow. The God Rat. Said it's the biggest crowd you ever see. Jesus mercy. You can't even take them serious. Biggest crowd you ever see. You know, that's what he said. Biggest crowd you ever see. Right? What they didn't tell us is that they bring everybody from Georgetown. That's what they didn't tell us. They bring everybody from Georgetown. You know? I got trust issues with these guys. They bring everybody. Take a look. Take a listen. Yeah. I counted at least 150 vehicles there. I don't know. I counted at least 150 vehicles there. And as we wrap up, same thing that went on with in Morocco, I was told recently, bringing people from distant places just to make up, cut and paste a crowd, rent a crowd in Morocco. And you know what was the most hurtful part? To see kids. How to bring them kids out. I mean, why you got to include Chinese politics? Huh? Why you got to include Chinese politics in your nonsense? Take a look as we wrap up, folks.
Some good soak these people get, man. And these people get real soak up in this rain. Everybody's soaking with it. All them little children soaking with, oh my God. Everybody's soaked up. Oh my God. I feel sorry for them. Everybody's soaked.
Yeah. Next we will leave it tonight, folks. I like what the man said. Oh my guy. Oh my guy. I get him trying lining coal. You know? Lining coal. Everybody so. Let's leave it there tonight, folks, until we see you guys again. That's our time. That's our program. Thanks for joining us, each and every one of you. Kim and Sharon and Angela Jordan. We'll see you again. Thanks again, Angela. I get it, girl. I get it. Karen and Chin Singh, Sinard and Cecilia. Good to have all of you in the live this evening. There's where we leave it. That's our time. That's our program. Stay safe.